And Port Adelaide was the start town for the 20th year of the Santos Tour Down Under, a race which had started here in 1999. The opening stage taking the riders 145 kilometres along to Lyndoch, a familiar finish, and the riders rolling out in front of a huge crowd.
Well, it didn't take very long for the first attack of the day to come, and that came from the rider Will Clark, who in the pink jersey there, very quickly joined by the Uni SA rider Scott Bowden.
And the third man was a South African rider from Team Dimension Data, Nicholas Delmini, and the three of them rapidly made progress over a lethargic field. The temperature was set to soar into the high 30s by the time the riders arrived at the top of the climb at Humbug Scrub, 38 kilometres covered. They were taking the points for the Subaru King of the Mountains. Only one official climb, and it was the South African rider Dalmini who got over the top of Scott Bowden, and a late run didn't matter coming from Will Clark. So for the first time this year, there will be a South African cyclist in the lead on the second day of this race, which would be in a blue spotted jersey as leader of the Subaru King of the Mountains. By that point, they had a lead of 4.5 minutes. Scott Bowden decided to go back into the main field. It left two riders up front.
Yes, just remaining in the front are Nicholas Dalmini and Will Clark. Their advantage at one stage more than 4.5 minutes, but the teams of the sprinters were quite happy to keep the pace high and not give these men too much of a free rope on the road.
There was always going to be a problem with a long breakaway because the field knew this. They were stalking the two leaders, but they knew that the race would end on 3 26-kilometre circuits around Lyndoch. So at the moment they were just chasing time bonus sprints in Cockatoo Valley. And it was the third place they were really interested in because there was a 1 second time bonus. The two leaders had gone through, but who would take the 1 second?
Well, Laurent Didier from Trek Segafredo moved clear to begin with, but he was very quickly chased by Rui Costa and Jonathan Restrepo of Katusha Alpecin.
Costa, former World Road Race champion, among the favourites for this week-long race, was hunting for that third 1 second. Meanwhile, there was no sprint up front. The breakaways sharing the spoils, Clark taking 3 seconds and Lamini taking 2. But the sprint was much more serious for third.
Yes, Rui Costa, former world champion, wearing number 41, really wanted to grab a single second tie bonus. Locked into the wheel of the Colombian sprinter, he just wasn't able to come by him. And in fact, it was Jonathan Restrepo who got himself third place and a 1 second time bonus. And you can see in second place, Rui Costa was extremely frustrated.
Restrepo, one of those rare Colombian riders who can actually sprint very quickly, had taken 1 second. Next time around, it was the same situation at the front. Will Clark taking 3 seconds, Lamini taking 2. And with 1 lap still to go to the finish, the sprint was on again for third place.
A very important sprint as well, and coming right down the middle, another rider from Katusha Alpecin got himself across the line for third place. This time it was the turn of the Australian, Nathan Haas.
A name on many people's lips as this race unfolds for the rest of the week. He's among the favourites to try and take out the honours in Adelaide on Sunday. Then it was down to business for the team helpers to try and drag their sprinters into the action. The first man brought back into the fold was the South African Dalmini, and the next man was the leader on the road, Will Clark, caught in Williamstown with just 10 kilometres left to ride.
Then it was all eyes down to see which team was going to start the big lead out. On the left-hand side, Quick-Step were trying to get their Olympic champion from 2016, Elia Viviani, into a good place to get himself his first win for a new team.
Viviani on the left of our picture in the middle of the blue jerseys being challenged by number 21, Caleb Ewan. As they came off the bend, a French rider crashed into the barriers for Française de Jeu, but the rest kept on lining up for the finish. This was to be a battle royale of the best sprinters in the race. Surging up the right was Elia Viviani. Coming down on the left was Caleb Ewan, who's never been beaten before, but he was this time because Andre Greipel had won the stage.
It's like turning the clock back, because not only do you get the first stage win, you also get the ochre jersey at the end of today.
Yeah, it's always a nice present after winning the first stage, of course. But yeah, thanks for the team. They set up the sprint really good. Unfortunately, we were already one rider down before the race started, so we just made the work for the other teams. They had to make the chase, and we could save until the final and set a good bunch sprint up.
Congratulations, well done.
Thank you.
So the first Ochre Leaders jersey going on the shoulders of Andre Greipel, who's now won in history 17 stages of this event, itself a record. His overall lead going into day 2, a scant 4 seconds.
From one German legend to another. Jens Voigt, Andre Greipel, ladies and gentlemen.